with Opie and Jim.
All right, it just got real busy in here.
The Boneyard?
This is the Boneyard?
No.
Jimmy works on the Boneyard, though.
Yeah.
We got
no.
the Foo Fighters coming in to say hi.
Not just one time I was pulling up out of this rehearsal place in L.A. with mates.
What?
And
Where'd you get
and
that
this
fucking
killer
deal from,
car
dude?
pulled up
All I've
next
been
to
doing is
mine.
sitting around.
Are you
The
getting it
window
too?
came down,
Well, not until
and my
you
window came down, and
mentioned
it was
it.
Slash.
Right.
I don't know how
And
that
we were both
happened.
jamming to the same exact.
It's 'cause I did the
song
night
at the
before
same
show.
time. And he goes,
know.
"Well, you listen to the Boneyard?" And I'm like,
So
"Yeah."
you were stinking in
and he
your
goes,
I stunk it
"Are you
up in my
dipping?"
sleep.
And I had a chaw in my mouth, the dip, you know. And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes,
You move away.
"Me too." I was
That's how you
like,
do this.
How did you guys not form a band right there?
I don't know.
Like, how did that not happen?
I could have joined the Snake Pit.
That should have been the beginning of a band, right?
Yeah, he collaborates with a bunch of different people.
And what are you guys talking about on the couch?
What?
That went out on the air.
Nothing to do with you.
I don't even know
I
what.
got the new guys up front.
Dave's enjoying this. He's just on the
Always
couch.
the new
Always
guys.
the new guys.
I love Sonic Highways. My God, I am all about the HBO show. How did that come about?
Oh, just, didn't have anything better to do. Figured we'd take everyone around the country for a year.
It's a brilliant concept, though, to really
Thanks.
go into these cities and see, the history of their music.
Well, the last record we did, we made in my garage.
Right.
And we have our own recording studio, which is like a nice place, and we'd made a couple records there, but I wanted to switch it up and record somewhere that would sort of challenge the band or just make it fun and interesting. I'm like, let's do it in my garage. So we brought the tape machine. We didn't use any computers. We just brought the tape machine into the house and recorded that there. And then after that, I made this documentary film called Sound City about a studio in Los Angeles that had closed. And I'd never directed anything before, and that was really fun. So when it came time to do this, I thought, well, why don't we sort of put those two things together?
Right.
And instead of making a documentary film, let's do a series where we go to 8 different studios, and then we talk about the history of music from each one of those cities. And it just kind of snowballed from there.
How long did it take to tape the whole series?
About a year.
It was about a year, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because, as a dumb viewer, you're like, oh, my God, a song a week in every city is crazy.
Yeah, well, once we really started rolling, plus the interview, I interviewed almost 100 people. So that's kind of took up most of the time. But when we'd come to a city, we'd come for a week at a time. So it's like we'd have a week on, go home for a week.
Right.
Week on, go home for a week. So I think we started recording in January, and we were finished by the end of May or something like that.
Wow.
But it was, it was a big project.
Yeah. The one thing I noticed in Sonic Highways, you guys get along. It was kind of creepy to see a band really get along. It didn't
Yeah, usually when you see studio footage, it's like
Yes.
fist fights and people fucking screaming at each other and stuff.
You're saying "rad" a lot, and everyone's high fiving, and it seems like you really, after all these
hand
years,
jobs. Did you get any of those? Like we'd finish a track and just fucking.
you see old Stones footage or the Beatles, and you can see they fucking hated each other, especially in the studio.
Yeah.
But you guys seem to still be having a really good time after all these years.
That's just because the cameras were there.
And then they got to find you in New Orleans because you're drinking with just people, like just strangers.
They were friends. They were new friends.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I made a new friend.
They're like, "Where's Dave?" And then they went and found
I
you in
mean,
a bar.
this is one of the challenges of recording in New Orleans is that there's a bar outside of every bar, and you
Right.
just kind of bounce from. Right, we were at the Preservation Hall,
Right.
in the French Quarter,
I mean,
and there was this place called Yo Mama's right across the street. And
We
that
went to
became-
make, we make a video at the end of every one of those episodes, and that's always the last day.
right.
They had a really hard time making that final video.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Clear.
yeah.
I don't even think they finished it. I think they had to find some other footage.
Find other footage just to throw in
It was
there.
Like, oh, it's so hot. It's like 110 degrees, 100% humidity.
Right.
A week of New Orleans
pickling.
Dave was just like, how much longer?
I was fucking over it.
I can't spend a lot of time in New Orleans. It's too. The smell of vomit is there. I've been from Mardi Gras a couple of times.
It's a
just too
crazy
much.
place. Well, we always go at the wrong time, though. Everyone tells us when we go down there for Mardi Gras, you got to go when it's not Mardi Gras to really appreciate
I've
the
never
place.
been there for Mardi Gras, and we've only been there for maybe 2 or 3 days at a time over the last 20 years. But being there for a week, when we were there, it was so perfectly mellow. And hanging out with people from New Orleans, like they kind of show you how to do it without doing it too hard.
Right. Yeah. During Mardi Gras, everyone's it's just zombies. No one is thinking straight whatsoever.
I can't imagine.
Completely out of it.
No, I went there
Sounds
once when it
fucking
wasn't. I
awesome.
did a college years ago.
awesome.
It was just weird. It was empty. Bourbon Street was empty, and there was some guy singing "Amazing Grace" and taking donations, and it just kind of creeped me out how empty it was. So every time I've been there, I've gotten a weird vibe.
Right.
Did that really happen?
Yeah. I was just doing. I was down there.
Sounds so
for some-
fucking.
Yeah, he was an old black guy singing. It was kind of cinematic the way he was doing it.
Yeah.
But then I walked another few feet and I realized there's nobody else out here. So my fucking movie moment is about to be ended by me being smashed in the head.
And that really is the only place down there that they were playing jazz for many years.
What, Preservation?
Yeah.
Well, it was an art gallery,
Right.
Like in the early 1900s, and then they started having jazz musicians come in and play, and then it just became a place where people would go see real New Orleans jazz because you walked out. There's music everywhere in New Orleans. There's bands on the corner. There's street musicians, and then bands in bars, and then second line parades everywhere. But at Preservation Hall, they play kind of like real traditional, old school New Orleans jazz. And
Right.
and it's a tiny room. It's not much bigger than this room.
Right.
There's church pews. They don't even have microphones. The band just comes in and plays. And
Yeah, they want to keep it as it was back in the day.
yeah, it's amazing. If you ever get a chance, you got to stand in line to go
Next
see it.
time I'm down there, I'm definitely checking it out. The Seattle episode was really good. You listening to your old tapes was a blast. How uncomfortable were you?
That was weird. That was like one of those things where you wake up hungover the next day, and people start telling you like, "Do you know what you fucking did last night? You put that lamp up your butt and jumped in the pool or whatever."
Right.
Like that was me listening to those old tapes, just like, what is that? Oh God, really? Like I hadn't heard any of that shit in like 20 years.
But I'm sitting there going, hey, it doesn't seem bad to me.
No,
Box set.
I was,
It's gonna be a
hearing our
hell of a
next-
box set.
I was hearing our next record.
Oh,
That's not a bad riff, Dave.
I liked your version of Kids in America.
I mean, come on, that song.
I didn't mind that at
It's
all.
a wild.
Song.
It's a
That's
great song.
Yeah.
Do you guys do that one in concert?
No, but we maybe should, huh?
You definitely should.
New
Okay.
York to East California, right?
Why not?
There's a new wave coming. I'll warn you. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh,
California with
East
warn you.
California,
That's a good one.
anyway.
But it's East California,
Right.
like Needles from New York. to
Well, like
Needles.
Barstow? What is that?
She's thinking about there.
how close is that studio in the desert to Joshua Tree?
It is in Joshua.
It
Tree.
is. Okay, I wasn't
Yeah.
sure because that episode was amazing too.
right
If you're
there.
not watching Sonic Highways, I mean,
So you're really watching it?
every single episode.
Wow,
I'm
dude,
really.
that's awesome.
I thought you had a couple more cities before the finale, which is this weekend.
This Friday's the final one.
That's
It's
all
at
you
9
get.
o'clock on HBO.
That's all you get.
That's it. Are you gonna do a second season?
I don't know.
Please?
They got to be begging you for a second season. You just make it slightly different. Obviously, you wouldn't do another.
We're talking
record that
about
way.
it. I mean, I don't want to fucking hike our ass around the country for another 2 years doing it. But
Didn't
someone
this
else
keep
could.
it fresh though? Like doing a record is like you probably get sick of the same process. Doesn't this just kind of keep it? You're getting to travel and do different shit.
It's one of the reasons why we did it because it's our 8th record. We've been a band for like 20 years.
Wow.
And so we probably could just go in and make a record and go out on tour. But I think we'd get bored. We get bored kind of easily, and we just get kind of sick of it.
Right.
At this point, like you don't have to do this if you don't want to do it. So you got to like really want to do it.
and make it fun.
Yeah.
What other cities would you cover if you could? San Francisco,
Philly.
probably. Philly. I thought Philly would be one of them.
Philly, San Francisco, Memphis,
Memphis,
Detroit.
of course.
I mean, you could go.
Florida. I want to do Florida.
Florida.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Go down to the.
You guys should pick some
Wherever
really.
Creed is from.
Well, no. Like, what about Gainesville, dude? Gainesville's got a killer history.
Well, the
Where's
whole.
Leonard Skinner from? Different
They're
Florida.
from Jacksonville, aren't
Jacksonville.
they? Yeah. Jacksonville would be awesome. Go to Criteria Studios where
Right.
all that stuff happens.
They're telling us you got to rap. They're panicking. I really appreciate you came by
Isn't
just
this
to
just
say hi.
recorded though? Like
No, we're live.
We're live.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah.
We're doing our best here. Yeah, say it all.
I love XM.
What's the plug? So we got Sonic Highways. The season finale is. I always get it in advance. When I don't know when it's on. Fridays.
What? Friday.
Friday night, 9 o'clock on HBO season
okay.
finale from here in New York.
It's on all week though.
I know. You
Yeah.
can just get it
HBO Go or HBO On Demand, you can
It's
catch
on
it.
right now.
Whenever you wake up in a hotel room, turn on HBO and watch Sonic Highways.
There you go.
And then
That's what I do.
Are you, and you guys are touring. I mean, is there a big plug we really need to do for you guys? I don't know.
I don't know.
The album Sonic Highways is out now, final episode, and the world tour is kicking off July 4th.
Yeah.
Playing some big fucking places, man.
We're going large this time. Wow. Supersize that ass.
Good for you.
Yeah.
All right, we got to get them out of here. Thank you guys
Thank
for
you
stopping
guys.
by. It's
Bye.
the Foo
Thanks.
Fighters.
See you.